Alrighty, Ken. Took a while to break through eventually, but you got there eventually, Ken.
Yeah, it was difficult. You know, we obviously missed the penalty, and that might have given us a buffer to keep going at them, but we didn't get it, and they were defended very well. They got behind the ball and played nice and compact. It's a difficult place to come. They're well organised. They've got a great spirit and they fight to the death. So in the end, it was a great 3 points for us.
You moved a few things around in the second half. Do you think that was the key to getting the goals that you couldn't find in the first 45?
Yeah, we wanted to get more physical presence through the middle up top, so to move Jack there, and that just gives us extra options. And he's not bad at attacking the near post as well when the ball's wide. So we just wanted to have a more physical presence on Danny Cowan and Trent Pearce.
What was the message at half time at the side trailing 1-0?
To be patient and keep the ball. You know, we had to keep the ball better, see if we could get round behind the full backs and get the crosses in, and then be, attacking those crosses after that. So, which I thought we did quite well second half.
Do you think it can be an advantage playing earlier in the round and perhaps putting a bit more pressure on Devonport tomorrow now?
Well, yeah. If you call it pressure now, they've got to just keep performing the way they're doing, and results will probably come. But we go home and we can sit back and watch them tomorrow and see what happens, and hopefully they'll drop a point or two.
With their FFA Cup coming, fair to say that a big week coming up in the title race in Tasmania.
Yeah, I think the next 2 weeks are going to be huge, and obviously it'll be probably decided in that time as well.
Are you slightly concerned over the first halves not being able to find goals at the moment in them?
Well, yes and no. I mean, we should have had a goal or two in the first half. They just didn't fall for us. But I thought we had goals in us today. We were creating, and they're running out of midfield from Kobe and Nick when we pushed them back, and was good. They were getting in behind. Lloyd was super in front of the back four. So yeah, we thought we had goals in us, and they eventually came.
It must be nice having Kobe finally fit and firing out there in the midfield. He makes a big difference, doesn't he?
Makes a big difference. We can get a different rhythm, a different tempo with him playing. It's not just back to front. There's a bit of control through midfield, and his passes are well weighted to the wingers who can move him behind the fullback. So he gives us an extra dimension.
Cheers, Ken.
Lovely, thank you.
Alright, Brody, job well done for the first 45 minutes, but just fell away at the end there. What did you make of your team's performance today?
I was just addressing the lads just then. I think our courage and our spirit to push the full 90 minutes is enhanced. 45 minutes, yeah, very good. We knew they were going to come at us. We knew that our task was to absorb the pressure. We knew that they're one of the best in the state, obviously, and we're a team in growing. So we were prepared to absorb the pressure and then look at the counter and trying to dissect them from that area there. There's a couple of lads in their defensive lines that are a little bit slow on the turn, and we tried to exploit that, and we did. Second half, yeah, we had a game plan of, and it probably sounds pretty rough and Paul, but we were prepared that if we actually got up to about 70-75 minutes, I would have dragged the double-decker bus up down at the docks and brought it in, or I just would have parked the bus. We were prepared that, we talked about that, but it didn't happen. They're a seasonal unit, and their combination play is exquisite. A couple of Ken's movements have been able to play toward the back and then flood the wingers on and then push up the 6 into an 8's role and try to overload in numbers. We addressed that because it started to happen in the end of the first half. So we were looking at lines to sit on. But the combination plays of ball passing and second and third man runners was over and above. I think it just did kill us a bit where we probably had a couple of strong players out. Having Joel out of the central defensive line was a bit of a detriment. Then we was asking Trent to drop back into a defensive role where he's not a defender. He's more of a controller of the ball and an opportunist. So we've been forced on the back foot to do that anyway, but credit to the lads, and obviously credit to South Hobart. They're a quality unit, they've got a lot of good players, but it is nice for us to be able to get out there and say that we are competitive. We are right on the table now, and we can get underneath the top level skins, and it is a tough place for any team to come down here now and we're slowly getting it back to where it is. So hopefully next year it'll just grow and enhance on where we started this year.
Yeah, looking at the bigger picture, you must be pleased with the improvement. I think in years gone by, they've had some pretty big wins over you, and all three have been close games this year. So that's a good sign of progress.
Yeah, absolutely. This year, the 2-2 in the first round, the 2-1 in the late winner in the round 2, and they really had to scrap again to get the winners here. And it would have been nice. It would have been nice to have had Joel in there and Willie Davis and yeah, a couple of other lads in there having a push around. But the lads that came in did exceptional to step up out of the challenge. Simon Vivarelli for his first senior debut to come in against South Hobart for a 16-year-old, fantastic. James Hall again. It gives us really good foundation for our pre-season next year. But mind you, we haven't finished this year yet. We've got some really good scalps to knock off. We've got Zebra's yet we're targeting. We want to reel in Olympia next week. That'll give us another step forward to them. And we can really shake up what goes on in the forward three. If young Chrissy G up there in Devonport, he's more than welcome to come down here for the last game of the season. But if it's up to him bringing his lads down here to beat us to win the title, and hopefully that's the way it comes. Yeah, I think we'll have a fair big crowd here because we're not going to make it easy for them. Yeah.
It'll be an afternoon game, that one, but what have you made of the night fixtures at the Den this year? Would you like to see more next year?
Oh, I'd love to see more. I think everyone I've spoken to, and having the children out, which stay up later than what they normally do, is great. I know travelling around, because I had a couple of AFL games this morning, because my sister and my young lad plays as well for Kingston Tigers, and just chatting to some of the parents down there, they said, oh, you got a night game tonight? I said, yeah, absolutely. They said, oh, do you mind if you come up? I said, no, help yourself. So we're getting a couple of the AFL junior environments as well, come out to have a look. And I know I've just met a couple as I walked off, and they were really rapt to be sitting around the furnace. The children are running around with smiles on their faces. And I think for us, building a culture in the club is one thing, but having a really good culture outside that welcomes everybody in the community is positive again at all codes. So hopefully more of the AFL parents that are around there that want to come experience the new code, they're more than welcome, and they can come with a smile on their face and bring their children, and then we can bring in the basketballers and the cricketers and get them involved, because it really is a big community environment, and Kingston down here is a really welcoming shire to get everyone involved in every code, which is great, it really is.
Any references to cream puffs on the sideline tonight?
No, mate, no. No, actually I got asked about that tonight, but Oscar Thomas is studying to become a doctor, and even though he's got long arms, I think he's got longer pockets. Yes, thank you. Cheers.